Morning all.
Morning.
Morning. So this is not Kath this week, because we didn't actually tell you last week that Kath's off on a little jolly. So the lovely Nikki Gerrard,
Hello.
of our parish, many different hats this woman wears, and she said, I'd love to come and co-host.
Yes, not really knowing fully what I was letting myself in for, but here we are. I trust this woman, so it's all good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So good morning.
Good morning.
Week 14. So
Yes.
well, cheers to that.
Which is bananas.
Is that tea too hot?
No, it's just about perfect.
Oh, it's sweet spot. Doesn't tea has to have a sweet spot?
Oh, it
doesn't
absolutely does.
That's
Too
because
hot.
I made it today.
Because you made it today. Is that what you did?
You're just giving yourself a job for life now.
I was always the tea boy.
Absolutely. Oh, it's very good. So, in honour of Kath not being here, but being here, if you like, I've bunged on Lucy and Yak just in her honour. Right. So there you go, darling. You're here, but not here. So
Yes. Bringing the sunshine.
We're bringing
Sunshine indoors.
sunshine indoors. That's right. Like,
It's a Phoenix Nights reference.
it's a Phoenix Nights reference. We do like to quote. So, darling, thank you so much for stepping in. I really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, you're absolutely welcome.
In moments like this, there's going to be, and when we go away, Kath's going to bring her own. So,
Yeah.
you know, it works, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Now, you walked in today and you said, I looked at ChatGPT.
I did. I'm a researcher. I research everything. Too many things in far too greater detail, but here we are. And because I was coming today, I thought, well, let me run this podcast through ChatGPT, as you do, and see what he, she says.
Yeah.
We'll see. And yeah, it was very interesting. In fact, shall I read it to you?
Yeah, I think that's really good.
Please
I never
hold
think
caller.
of that. Please hold caller.
Here we go. It's quite short. The YouTube podcast Our Town Has Plenty is a vibrant, community-focused series hosted by Caffeine and Patsy Solanki, centred around the happenings in Hastings and St Leonards, East Sussex. Each episode offers a warm and conversational dive into local events, arts, culture and community stories, providing listeners with a genuine feel of the town's pulse. ChatGPT!
Get in!
Come on!
Isn't that lovely?
Fantastic.
Who knew that we'd be on there?
I know, world famous.
World famous.
Or internet famous.
I know. That's so nice.
I know, isn't it?
That's lovely. Thank you for the shout out.
Yeah, exactly.
He's given us a shout out.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. So it's good that we're keeping to our goal, our aim, which was two women having a chat about all the nonsense that goes on in this town.
All the nonsense.
It's beautiful nonsense,
Yeah.
though, isn't it?
That's a very nice way to put
Yeah,
it.
the beautiful nonsense.
Yeah.
So, so Nikki has not bought material, so Nikki's going to be chatting about all the things that Nikki does.
She's raw dogging it.
She's raw dogging it. There we go. Is that safe word to say?
I don't know.
Oh,
We'll have to look that up.
Off chat BBT.
So Nikki's no, it's fine. I'm just joshing with you. So last week, was it last week? The weeks are all blending for me now. Week 14.
Yes, I was saying to Patsy, I can't believe that it's been 14 weeks already.
I know. We started in January, and I know we go on about this quite a lot. So our listener and reader and viewer is used to this. But I've had loads of actually lovely comments this week from people saying, keep up the good work, we love what you do, don't stop doing it, it's all fun, we love it, we watch it, I subscribe.
Oh, wonderful.
I know.
Isn't it nice to be affirmed?
Yeah, it is very validating, which I think is really
Yeah.
nice. So thank you, everybody. So last week we had Robin and John Knowles, didn't we? Robin Elliot Knowles and John Knowles. Am I right? Was that last week, Jamie?
It's last week, yeah.
It was last week.
We had two, that's why it's a bit confusing.
It is confusing because we had
yes.
we had Mia Forbes as well, didn't we? From Curious Agenda.
Yeah.
So they're both worth watching. Really good. So Robin is a director of the Stimming Pool. So we go on from Stimming Pool It's like a lovely segue to stimming tools, right?
Yes.
So we both like a stimming tool, don't we?
Oh, like is an understatement.
Yeah.
Need, love, desire.
Yeah, they're required.
Require. Thank you. That completed it perfectly.
It is. So, as is our wont on a Saturday morning, we walk down the hill in St Leonards to the St Leonards Church Market. Thank you for being there. Thank you, Chris,
Yes,
for everything that
absolutely.
you provide and everyone who has a stall. And in there, I got so excited, too excited actually. I was squealing, a bit like the Lego when I went into the Lego last week, and I had a little bit of a squeal, much to the chagrin of the adults. Shh, shh, be quiet.
Oh, what a shame.
I know, but there we are. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, but I could squeal because I met Danielle and Dominic from 3D Print Hive, right? They are local. They live round the corner to the market, and they had this. You'll see. So there'll be copious photographs up between me and Nikki today about this place, and I just stood there and I pored over it because they had this glasses required. They have this. They're very passionate about creating. This couple, clearly neurodiverse like us, and it was lovely. They just they have a 3D printer and they make these wonderful toys. Not just this, there are so many different types. So they make them out of PLA, right? So he's got a 3D printer now. When you think of children's toys,
Sorry, he's got 3D printers.
Printers,
Yeah,
yes, he does.
He's got small ones which go from sort of 60 millimetres to about sort of 6,000.
Oh, wow.
So that's
So
solid.
he can print quite substantial.
Yeah, because he had quite substantial stuff there, didn't he?
Didn't he bring his printer then? He's got a little one on his table, hasn't he? When I was there, he had his tape printed there.
Oh, no, I
How
missed
cool
that
is
bit.
It wasn't this week then.
No,
This is
no,
the same
no,
bloke
no,
that does
no.
the dragons and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
He's got a little printer. Oh, he did have a little printer there.
Oh, that is
So he
so.
wants one every time I go in there.
Oh, it's so good. I was fascinated. I was completely drawn by these brightly coloured, got to be, beautifully shaped, beautifully finished toys. Now, when we think of children's toys and we think of plastics, you know, it's like, oh, more plastic, and we've become really aware of our use of plastic. So these guys use PLA, which is a plastic made from, it's made from plants.
Oh, God. I was
know.
not expecting you to say that.
No, it's plastic made from plants.
Wow.
So it's derived from plants. So his website says ensuring a continuous and sustainable supply chain. So we don't, you know, there's no there's all the things around plastics because we get really nervous about plastics now. But they say they have this wonderfully low carbon footprint. So even down to when they make something and they finish it, all the filings can go back in.
Wow.
None of it's wasted.
That's
so there's none of
fantastic.
it's bin. So it's either recycled really responsibly, or it's used again. These are top nerds, and I love them for it. I was fascinated listening to the pair of them talking.
Do you know, I was thinking about this recently. The word nerd, to me, when I was a kid, was an insult. And now, to me as an adult, it's the highest compliment.
Absolutely.
I love nerds.
Yeah.
Am I a nerd? I'm a wannabe nerd.
Oh, you're a nerd.
Am I?
Yeah, you're a super nerd.
Patsy.
Mate. So we're not going to go off the subject, but we're going to come back to the fact that she's my singing teacher.
Oh.
So we will talk about her nerdiness next. But yeah, you're super nerdy.
Yeah.
which
So
I
thank
love.
goodness for nerds.
I know, so exactly, because they can change the word just whizzed in and whizzed out again. They can change the landscape for making toys.
Yes.
When you think about it, why can't everybody do this? Why can't everyone do this?
Does it cost more to do that?
No, these toys are cheap as chips. So when you go on their beautiful website, you can tell it's a neurodiverse website. It's all in the right places. Everything's in the right place.
Thank goodness.
It all flows. It's not messy. It's all set up so beautifully. So I really like them, and and I want other people. It was really funny because I was walking around with this, and we got to the yard, which I'll talk about later, and someone said, "Oh, you went to St Leonards Church Market."
Oh, nice.
Because we wanted one of those, or we bought a dragon or a snake or whatever from there. So so PLA. To see, because some people, when they make these things with 3D printers, they're not sustainable.
I see.
This for me is really important. So so even they're recycling everything is done really responsibly. But when they're packaging everything they sell, and in fact they said they were approached by a big American firm, didn't they? And they said, "Oh, we couldn't manage the order," but they were so good they wanted them to manage it. So it's like we've got to start thinking about being more accessible because of their USP.
Wow.
Yeah, really, really good.
How fantastic.
I know. So I love this. Support local toy makers, please. Really, really good stuff. So we'll put all the details up on there. So being one of your
My subjects.
Subjects, and then I said
We keep that.
Patience.
Patience.
You're not a patient. I'm not a patient. I'm
No,
a student.
you're a student. Yeah.
Yeah.
How is it being a student of mine?
It's great, actually. You're really, really, really superb. Because you've been in the business a very long time, haven't you?
I have. I mean, I did my first play when I was 5.
Wow.
I know, I played Little Boy.
She's 75, by the way.
I look good for 75.
You do.
Yes, I was 5 when I did my first play. I don't really remember it, I just remember being quite scared. And then I went through stage school and drama school and have worked professionally a bunch. I don't tend to these days, because now in my wholesome neurodivergent awareness, I find that actually I'm happier not. But I've been doing it a long time.
Yeah, but you've also been involved in other things that we can talk about later, which is the America Ground.
Yes.
And you run a
choir. Yes, the White Rock Community Choir. Monday nights, 7:30 till 9.
Yeah. What's it like?
Do you know what? It's absolutely wonderful. My whole ethos around the choir was always about making it really community based, but not just in name, in terms of being accessible and really, really making that make sense. So I think sometimes you can get these tag words, can't you, of what people want to be perceived as.
Sure.
But for me, I think it's really important, and I say all the time, we're open to everybody. It doesn't matter how old or young you are. In fact, I say that we're 16 plus, but it doesn't matter what your ability is, what your learning style is like, what your experience is like. Everything is centred around the enjoyment of the singers whilst they're there. There are no things that have to happen or rules and regulations. And that works for some people. Rules and regulations are great for some people, but not everybody. And so we wanted to make a space where people could come and not feel like they weren't good enough.
Yeah.
Really, and I think that's a big thing in singing, isn't it?
It is massive.
Lots of people.
Well, it's one of the biggest things, isn't it?
Definitely.
Because it stops your voice coming out properly.
It really does. I mean, without getting too deep and meaningful, we all hold so much in us from childhood about the concept of being heard. And that's tricky. And it can manifest in lots of different ways, but certainly as far as wanting to sing is concerned, if you've got issues and challenges around not being heard, that's going to prevent you right from the offset. So a lot of my students, patients, often, I love it, but they often joke that it's almost like, is it a singing lesson or is it therapy? And I'm not a therapist, and I'm not qualified, and I'm very careful to stay in my lane, but there is so much crossover in emotion and mindset and singing. It's not just about breathing and hitting the right notes. It's a holistic thing.
It is so good. I mean, when I first went to Nikki, we've been working together a couple of years now.
We have.
And I went because I love choir, but I used to sound like I was singing through a fog. So I was holding my voice in the back of my head. Now, I don't speak like that, which is so weird. So I speak quite clearly, and I'm not afraid of speaking, and you know, I was a teacher and a trainer for a long time, so getting up there in front of people wasn't a big deal.
No.
But when it came to me singing, I would lark about and parody opera. So the thing was, Nikki said, but you can hear your voice, but you play around. And we play around because we're clowning, because we're scared of actually our own voice being heard, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely, and
we've
being
got
taken
through that.
seriously. I mean, I know I find myself often putting on silly voices when I'm talking about serious topics.
Same.
And I think it's a useful tool. I'm not berating myself for it, but we do that with singing as well.
Yeah.
Is that instead of taking ourselves seriously and just being straightforward, we emulate.
Yeah.
And there's space for that.
Yeah.
You know, often it can be a key that unlocks things for people.
Sure.
But it's just about if you can speak, you can sing. And I'm not saying there are other things that you build on with that make it more detailed. But fundamentally, people tend to think of singing as a thing that sits outside of
Over
them.
there.
Yes,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
in a gilded cage.
Yeah.
Oh, singing is this, and it means this, and it comes with this, and so it must be expectations. Not helpful.
No.
Not helpful. And the thing is, a lot of teachers, no shade, lots of different ways to do this, not just mine. That suits them because if it can be elusive and exclusive, that elevates the experience and the people who do it. But it's not. It belongs right here.
I don't find that with you. What I found, what makes Nikki so good at what she does is the fact that it is so accessible, and I made friends with my voice. It wasn't an alien thing.
What a lovely way to put it.
Yeah, I stopped being sort of, because I'm a chatter, as you all know. But the point of being able to sing was another level of sharing something, sharing my creativity out of me. It's a bit like when people write. You know, if Kath was sitting here, we'd be like, how do you feel about writing? Yeah, when people first start writing, because I used to teach this back in the day, and people would start saying, but I've got nothing interesting to say. And it's like, I've got nothing interesting, my voice is not interesting. But you don't have to be interesting, you just have to talk about your stuff. Your stuff is interesting
It's
enough.
permission.
It's permission,
Yeah.
exactly.
And the thing about permission is you can be aware that it's permission, but it's harder to give yourself permission, and it's easier to allow somebody else to give you permission,
totally.
and that starts to unlock things for you.
And I found that happened I did get permission when I first started going, and it was like, I might be able to do this. And it changed how I viewed me singing in front of people. And now I just don't think about it, I just do it. But the technique, when we go to nerdy, technique, she's hot on technique. But also, and that's not a bad thing, it's a really, really good thing, the things you find. I used to go to the microphone and I used to go like this, so everything was all sort of confined. And Nikki's like, no, you go to the microphone like it's your best friend, you embrace it. And I'm like, it's a whole different thing. So I hold the microphone, and it's a very different thing. But there's all that sort of thing. It's so useful. Yeah. So creatives in our town, walking down the road. So so our Saturday was very much how many things can we cover, as it always is, and we walked down London Road, and I've been meaning to get into, now I have to get my glasses on for this, Lily Gutierrez.
Brilliant name.
Yeah, she's lovely. Oh, we just saw her, didn't we, at the school run?
We did.
We just saw her.
Excuse me.
Yeah, a lovely Lily.
She's a lovely lady.
She is a lovely lady. So she has, for a month now, she's been at the, she's an artist. And she's been at the Big Yin Gallery in London Road in St Leonards, opposite the Bimbo Arts, I think. Yeah, on the other side of the road. So she has been. She's had an exhibition there with. Now her name. Did I write it down? Oh, I have a feeling I didn't write it down. It's Peaches Geldoff's sister. It'll come to me. No, not Pixie. You're going to look it up for me, aren't you?
I'm seeing how fast I can go.
I know. And because I've got the flyer somewhere and I put it away, I put it somewhere safe. But what she's done is done this wonderful...
Tiger Hutchins Geldof.
Tiger Hutchins Geldof, thank you. So her and... so Lily was really good friends with Peaches Geldof. They were buddies from long ago. And... So Tiger Hutchins, who would have been Mick Hutchins's daughter, for Paulie Yates. So a little bit of history there. Anyway, so they took photos of each other, and Lily takes beautiful photographs, but she takes really beautiful photographs of herself.
Oh wow!
I know. So some of these will come up. So they put together this wonderful exhibition down at the Begin, and Rack and Lily were chatting about all sorts of things, and I just walked round there, as is my wont, with my mouth wide open, looking at someone's art. So I only took a couple of photographs, but it's coming to an end, I think, at the end of the month. But there'll be more of these. She's a very, very clever artist. Now, I knew Lily back in the days of when she created Storytime. So she made this wonderful provision, and she's a really good storyteller. She's a really good writer, and she teaches other people how to write stories. She teaches other people how to journal. She teaches other people how to share their stories.
Wow.
And I remember her, we went to one on the pier a long time ago for Hastings Supports Refugees, and you could hear all the refugees talking about their stories up on the pier, on where the rum shed is now, and they were up there talking about, and you had in tears, people were in tears about their stories. But she's a very big supporter of that, and I've always loved her for that, for her ability to do that. But she's an all-round good woman, mother. She does everything. She spins many plates. So for this one, it was called I Want More, and it's based around her necklace that she wears, which is I Want More. More play, more adventure, more glamour, more tenderness, more protection, more pleasure, more nature, and so much more. So I just got something from something she'd written not long ago about being at home with during lockdown as a mum. So I'll just paraphrase this. I just took two small pieces. So she's talking about what it's like to be in lockdown with children not going to school. So she says here, the freedom my daughter is feeling from not having to wear her school uniform is electric. She buzzes with excitement, enjoying the process of choosing each outfit depending on her feeling that day, which I think is lovely. Because she would come down in a cardboard box with a hat and flip-flops, or she would dress up in just really magical outfits, which if you leave children to do their own thing, is quite spectacular. Yes. It's like, what are you wearing today? Just socks, mummy. Okay, that was my boys, I just want warm feet. They used to walk around very little. And the last bit of this was, I can't complain about Melisson being at home. I'm happy for school staff to be safe because it was lockdown, and I like to spend time with my daughter. I enjoy hearing her thoughts on God and her questions on death. She is wise and funny and has the answer for everything. I know it's cliche to say, but she is my teacher. One of my favourite things as being a parent. My teacher wears a cardboard robot outfit one day and is dressed like a tap dancer the next. I attend lessons in bedclothes with unbrushed hair. So spending time with her is the most privileged education I could imagine. Now that gives you an idea of how she writes. So when she writes, Lily, go and look at what she does. When she paints, go and look at what she does. When she takes a photograph, go and look at what she does. Because she's a superb human in our town.
How wonderful.
I know. So, tell me about, what was it like? So the America ground.
So that was John Knowles.
John Knowles, yeah.
And I was involved in a peripheral way, sort of as a consultant, I suppose. And I found it very rewarding. It's wonderful material, and so community-centred as well, which is just what was so glorious about it. And it was just wonderful to be able to get involved in a fresh capacity, because, you know, one of the wonderful things about being freelance is that I can just do my thing, and then I get an opportunity to and go and play over here. And it's a great story, and it was so well told, and it was also original music, which was Bob Tipler. I think his son might have written some of them, and I think he had other collaborators. But and I loved working with the music. It was just fresh, new writing. You can't beat it, really. No. So it was very rewarding. More of that, please.
I know. Well, there's talk, isn't there?
There is, and I think because my sister Dominique Gerrard directed it.
She did.
I know things that I'm not sure if they're public knowledge.
No, so we won't talk about that right now. But just
they might be, but I don't want to get into trouble.
No, that's a little tease. So we're just going to put that out there, because I remember going over to. We went and saw it, did we? We. Oh my God, that was so much fun going and seeing the America Ground. It was so much fun. So when I was giddy at every reference that they touched on, it just summed up. Because there was a time when an old lovely boyfriend here, Mickey Grant, when he lived here, he now lives in Peterborough, he left town.
Rude.
Rude, that's exactly what he would say, actually. We were talking about, we need to make St Leonards the musical, really, because it's so worth it. Yeah. But they encapsulated that within the America Ground. So they took the America Ground as a piece, and if you haven't seen it, when it arrives again, go, because there's something for everybody.
Absolutely,
it's just so much fun.
Yeah, it really is, and it was so Hastings.
Yeah,
I think that's what you're saying, isn't it? So many of the references, it just was so vibrantly this place.
Totally.
But with so many other depths and interesting aspects as well. It was it's a very interesting piece.
It is a very interesting piece, and it gives you history and context. But it's just so much fun. But I ran over to Dominique and John Knowles, and Bob Tipler, and said, this needs a bigger auditorium. This needs an audience that everybody can come and play. Yeah. Because it's so good. Watch this space, really.
Yeah.
Watch this space. So continuing Saturday. Saturdays are long for us because we pack so much in. So we wandered down. So we did the market. Oh yeah, we saw Pat as well with her lovely South African food. Ooh, Black Attic. Go in.
Is that in the market?
Yeah.
Which one is the South African?
Oh, so when
station?
You walk in,
so
when you walk in through the door, literally double back on yourself.
Oh, got it.
She's delightful.
I haven't tried her fare yet.
Oh no, go! She's so good, and she's so jolly. That smile, good Lord. That sells everything, really. Yes. But I love her very much. Thank you, Pat. Always good. The food, chef's kiss. So after we'd had a couple of little bits to eat, and we walked down the road, and then we bumped into some people, and then we saw Lily's event. We set off to the middle of town. So we went into St Andrew's Mews, didn't we? Yeah. Which is going to be hosting the Curious Agenda party today. So by the time this goes out, the party will have no longer been. But the whole it's launching the whole Curious Agenda for the month.
Yeah, that particular place opens on 9th of May and stays there till like the 2nd of June.
Yes, thank you for that. That's great. No, that's great.
But the party is tonight, yeah.
The party is tonight.
Oi.
So, oi, we're going to be there.
Oi, Savaloy.
I know, oi, Savaloy, absolutely. So superb. So we popped in, we had galette, didn't we? Ooh. Which is a posh name, I think, for a pancake. Is it? Or is that a different product? But anyway, we had pancakes. Don't know. But from the lovely pancake lady.
Crepe.
Creperie on
Yes, I
Sea.
don't know what it's called, but it's nice. It's
I think
just
it's
there in the
Creperie on
corner.
Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's
Creperie
so
on
sweet.
Sea.
Yeah, she's lovely, isn't
face.
she?
She's lovely. Popped in and saw Patrick, who is
You Me
HQ.
And I was going to talk about them a bit. I've got
Yeah.
some photos of what's going on.
Lovely. So
I'll do that later.
I went and shook hands and said, "Oh, he went, oh, thank you for coming in." He said, and I said, "Jamie will be down." He went, "Great." So, so the lovely Patrick Lyons. So popped in on there, just had a little nose round really. What was happening? I knew that things were being decorated and things were being made beautiful upstairs. So we couldn't go upstairs and have a nose about. But yeah, so we'll be there at the Curious Agenda. So we literally had a little bit of a stock up, and then went and made our way to the yard, Waterworks Road yard, which is right next to Morrison's. So if you look at Morrison's from the front on the right hand side, the place that used to have all the fireplace places, and you could go in there for all things sort of like ironmongery type
Yes,
thing.
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that was always their thing. Oh, it's moved. I'd say it's moved on. It still has the things it used to have, but now
It's plus. It's a creative hub, isn't it, really?
it blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. The reason I wanted to go was because Hattie de Roeper has been on my mind. I love this woman. So Sanders and de Roeper, Tim and Hattie, have this studio, and they had a tiny studio. Now they've moved into the yard big time. Oh, so I must show you. So like shuffle. So is this going to mess with your thing because they're shiny? Is it going to mess with you? Is it okay?
It's just only the light, that's all right.
So so they make these wonderfully childlike, naive cards, which light my bulb.
Yes.
So this one is believe in yourself. Look, she's wearing red shoes. That star is wearing red shoes. So this one, you're adored every day.
Oh, I love it so much.
But look at the artwork, isn't it great? So Hattie and Tim make these fantastic cards. He's a graphic designer, she's a designer, and what they do is their kit is amazing. They've got a great Instagram presence, by the way, which we'll list below. So they come up with these lovely things. So playful designs that embrace individuality, feelings and expression.
Oh my gosh.
Aren't they great?
I've just spotted my favourite.
I know, isn't it?
This is my favourite.
It's one of their biggest sellers. This and the lipstick ones.
Oh my gosh.
So I know it's okay to have a wobble.
I want to buy one and put it in a little frame
In a
by my
frame.
desk.
In a frame.
I'm a
Exactly.
professional wobbler.
Yeah, and me too. So when we cover up our wobbles in lots of different ways, but my word, this couple have embraced this. They're parents, they're creatives, they're adorable as people.
But what kind of creative doesn't have a wobble?
Yeah.
I mean, it is part of the job description.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Totally, but also what type of person doesn't have a wobble? We worry about wobbling, but no, it's okay. Love is love. Ooh. Now I could, if I wanted to, go and buy. It's not a case of if I wanted to. I think my lovely husband would go, too many in the house. So what I do is I keep them and then I put them in little frames and then I find a little spot to put them in.
Yep.
But they're beautiful. The sentiment behind all of it is fantastic. There was one we particularly liked was my difference is my... Is it something like my difference? My difference is my strength. Yeah. I'm different, but my difference is my strength. I don't look like you, or something like that, which I think you might see up here. And I love all that. I just love the fact that they really embraced it. But they're so lovely as people. They're so lovely. So we were there, and the yard was buzzing, and there were all these little ankle biters running around. It's sort of like 4 or 5 years old, and they were all wearing very similar t-shirts, and it was like, look at this. And the t-shirts, I love the t-shirts. They had Vibes is Right tees, and all the kids wanted one. So there were kids going in and dragging their mums in and going, I want this, and then they're all going outside going, I've got one, and then they won't let them, I've got one too. Look at mine. Oh, it was just adorable. Yeah, no, I like them very much. They have a lovely vibe. They've been there. They're less than a year in. This is a fledgling company, but already they're being shown. Their cards are in some top places. So these people are good at what they do.
Oh, amazing.
So I designed a playful, uplifting, encouraging self-belief and open dialogue about feelings for kids and adults alike. We believe in the power of inclusive, joyous art to heal, inspire and bring people together. So SandersToRoeper.com. Ace, absolutely ace.
Absolutely.
So I made a special trip to go there because I've wanted to go there for a while now. So
I shall be visiting also.
Go and see, because you will stand there and go,
undoubtedly.
Be careful about hyperventilating. It's very easy.
It is a hazard.
It is a hazard. So talking of hyperventilating, so while I was there, I was aware in the back of my mind that there was something I needed to also do. But while I was there, the shop filled up with reflection. There were lots of reflection. It was like, where are they coming from? And I marched past something that I knew in my head I had to go and see, which was Lounge Suites Galore. If you haven't been, it opened last week. There was a soft launch a month ago where some very select DJs went, and there was family and friends, and it was one of those very tantalising Instagram posts. And but he opened it. Mirrorball Paul is the guy, and Mirrorball Paul is a mirrorball maker. So you start with mirrorballs, but you don't stop with mirrorballs, do you, Paul?
Why would you stop with
Why
mirrorballs?
would you stop with mirrorballs? He can mirrorball anything, this man. So he's got films of him. I met him, he was DJing, and you'll see the pictures up here of him in his great big rose goldy orangey, fantastic booth up there. Everything's not nailed down. He'd mirrorball really, pretty much. So,
I'm surprised you escaped unscathed.
I was going to say, well, do a bit. I'm quite happy to wear this. But everything and being mad about things that feel nice. I look at things like that because they're made of glass. They're covered in glass, and I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be, and it wasn't. It was.
Oh, nice. It wasn't jaggedy.
No.
In my imagination, I can feel it, but it's not like that.
No, because there's such small pieces on these tables. They're so small and they're so beautifully finished. Go and look at them. So what he's done is he used to have a net shed in the he'd been there for a while in the yard. So he had a long net shed which was great, with mirrorballs hanging and then lights on the mirrorballs so that at night the whole thing would light up. A shark spinning. Who doesn't want a spinning mirrorball shark?
I can't think of anyone.
But I stood there and apart from touching everything, which was very important for me, and they had a banquette. So they had a booth with and it was the whole thing. So I'm trying to describe it. So I walked in and I was like a small child at Christmas. I was looking around going, because everywhere on the ceiling was suspended mirrorballs, and on the walls they had mirrorballs, so you put lights on and they revolve. The most beautiful colours, the most beautiful designs. But basically what he's done is it's a showroom. And it's exquisite. And it is, what a clever way to... We were talking last week, weren't we, or the week before, about when Vanessa Newman opened her wonderful sewing and needlework studio, and puts a cafe in the front of it, sell coffee. So if you've got, we talked about how clever that was.
Yeah.
And he's done the same, he's just turned it into a bar. And it's just phenomenal. So I absolute hats off to this guy for this brilliant way of doing it.
Yeah. It's so imaginative.
It's so imaginative.
And creative.
So creative. And of course the sunshine shines off the mirrorballs. And you had them outside, and it was like, everybody felt like they were in some sort of wonderful wonderland.
Wow.
It is a joy to behold.
How many did you buy?
I didn't. It might have to be a thing, but I definitely want mirrorball earrings now.
Oh yes, that's a perfect thing.
I must
Or
do.
maybe mirrorball glasses.
Mirrorball glasses.
No, they'd be a bit heavy, I think.
Oh,
I wore a Mirrorball helmet this week.
Did you?
Did you?
Unbelievable. Mike's, it's like you probably get nicked if you wore it on a motorbike because you'd shine.
Oh yeah, because it's too reflective.
Yeah.
So while we've been doing up the kitchen disco for Curious Town,
Curious Town.
I found this helmet and I'm going to have to wear it tonight. I think it's hilarious. The
I think
DJ
you
will
should.
probably wear it, but anyway, I shouldn't. It doesn't matter. I can't
Doesn't
give it
matter.
away because this doesn't go out till afterwards.
This will go out.
Exactly, no spoilers here.
No, absolutely. So for all those, I know this. We think this is just our little local podcast. It's not just little local. We have people from all over the world watch us. Check us out.
Yeah.
So go and look at Mirrorball Paul's work. He's just exquisite is what I want to say.
So I just ask a quick question about it. So will he make something to order? If you want to say, I want Mirrorball shoot.
Ask him.
Ask him. If he can do it.
He
That's
does.
amazing.
So if you look at his site is just fabulous. So he's got everything on there, and you can hire them and you can buy them. But I think
you can hire them as
you
well.
can hire them, yeah.
Oh,
So you
that's
hire
clever.
them with all the gantry and everything, and the lights and everything. So if you've got an event, but they come in all sorts of different sizes and shapes and skulls. And they had everything on there. So what did I write here? He supplies everything made of Mirrorballs, whether it's freestanding, wall hung or rotating from the club roof or on someone's decky in the south of France. Paul will Mirrorball pretty much anything. They are beautiful tables, glittering banquettes, sparkly speakers and DJ decks. Props for hire or buy. So I really liked it. I thought it was a great addition, and it's a great addition to the yard because he's gone from one thing into something very, very different. So it feels like there's a big focus point in the yard.
Yeah.
So so Waterworks Yard. So he's going to be open this weekend. So bank holiday, if you're a bit all Jack in the Greened out.
Is that possible?
No. But he's open bank holiday weekend, so 3rd and 4th, 1 till 8 on both days. Check it out. It's like Christmas for grown-ups.
Go and have a reflective moment.
But he's here all week. He's here all week.
I love it.
A couple of quickies. Magdalena Baines. Now I know Magdalena Baines. I used to go to her when I was conscientious about my body. You can see I'm buying bigger clothes now. Not so. I used to go to Magda's wonderful yoga class. She's a lovely yoga teacher. So she is now in Leighton Road in Blacklands Church Hall at Leighton Road. So at 8 o'clock on Saturdays is Magda's very, I'd say it's like quirky yoga. She's not like anyone you've met before.
Quokka.
Yeah, quokka. Oh,
Trademark.
you heard it here first. So she does quokka. So she's lovely. She's really light-hearted, really, because yoga used to frighten me because people used to do it and it would be very serious and I'd feel like the naughty girl at school.
It's another thing that can feel a bit elite and exclusive, and I don't know how, I'm not doing it properly, and it comes with rules, and it doesn't.
No.
It's a practice.
It is a practice, and yeah, absolutely. And she's lovely, and you can fumble about and get things wrong, and she will pull you into position really gently and say, "It's your yoga, darling. As long as you're not hurting yourself, it's your yoga."
Yeah.
And I used to love that. Yeah.
Lovely ethos, isn't it?
It is a lovely. It is. Karen Simnit's another one who does lovely, gentle, sweet yoga. So I think she's yoga. Is she yoga on C? But I'm not going to quote someone else in her thing. But I know Karen Simnit is. She's lovely. But go along to Magda. So there's a phone number under here, which will have the phone number for you underneath on the YouTube video. So I'll say it here just in case. So it's 07711 836 157. So the lovely Magda. Pay as you go and packages available. Yeah, gently restoring way to start the weekend with tea in hand. I love that.
Lovely.
Bless her. I know, she's a sweetie. The board game museum and cafe.
Museum.
I know.
As well.
Did you not know we had a board game museum?
No, if it's what I thought it was, I know about a board game cafe, but I didn't realise it was also a museum.
In the old town.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I know.
every day's a school day.
Every day's education as well as information. So they are holding their specials, which are the homeschool deals. So you can have an hour of gaming, a single filled sandwich and drink for $6.50 a person, 12 till 4 for all the days they're open, weekdays. Because it's not always easy to network, and I think sometimes when the kids need something else, it's a good place to go down. But if you go down there, so it's 25A Courthouse Street in the Old Town. Go and look, because we featured them, didn't we, a couple of months ago?
Yeah.
Oh, I can say that now. A couple of months ago, we featured them when it was raining outside. Yeah, I know. Can you believe it? So go and check them out. But I think that's a great deal. So you get food, you get a drink, and you get an hour of gaming. So it's a really good idea. Go and support your local board game cafe.
Yes.
Are you a board gamer? Are you competitive?
No. I mean, in some ways. In very passive ways, I'm quite...
How passively competitive?
I know, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't own my competitiveness.
Do you
Maybe
not?
I need to own it a bit more. And my thing with board games, I really do enjoy them, but I tend to struggle with learning rules for things. It's a retention thing, isn't it? Yes. And so someone can explain the rules of a game to me, and I'll listen and I'll nod, and I'm like, no idea. Absolutely no idea. And so I struggle with that. Funnily enough, I was talking to my husband the other day about card games and playing card games. You know, alternative things to do and downtime. You know.
Yeah.
And I said, I would like to try to do it, but the trouble with card games is that you can explain the rules of each game to me until you're blue in the face.
Yeah.
I will not retain them. Maybe I need them on a little piece of paper.
I'll never remember.
No. It's not a thing for me. And so I get a bit stressed when it comes to games and board games and card games.
Do you win?
Rarely.
Oh.
I don't think I'm that strategic either.
I don't think I'm strategic. We went to India, right, and we were sailing down the Ganges, which sounds really bougie, but we were.
I've done that.
It was a special, it was great, and we had a lot of time to play. So the guide, because there was only 5 of us on this little boat, wasn't there, sailing down. It took you 2 days to sail down the Ganges. So So he was a card player, wasn't he? And he said, do you know how to play these games? And I went, no idea. And I won't remember anyway. And he said, oh, come on, Patsy G, which I think was really sweet. All that means, G means you're old.
Again,
what is
rude.
That? Again, rude. I know. And I thought, oh, that makes me feel special. And he said,
It's a respect for elders. It's not old.
Yeah, it's not old. There's a difference, isn't there?
But I know. But anyway, so I quite like being Patsy G. So it's like a G, isn't it? But anyway, no.
But I'd be Nikki Gigi.
You'd be Nikki Gigi.
I thought it's gangster talk.
It's gangster. That's what I said. If you're a G, I'm a G now. Yeah, I'll own that. But the thing is, he taught me games because Rat can play cards, and I won, and I won again. And how are you winning, Patsy G? I said, I have no idea. I said it's luck. But I kept winning, so it couldn't be luck really. That was a bit strange.
You just found your stride with it.
I don't know.
Still to this day.
And I just went, I think I won again. There we are. But yeah, no, it's competition. It's funny, isn't it? Brings
it out in you. Yeah. Well, I think the competition thing. I think it is about. It's not what motivates me. I don't know. It doesn't motivate me to be competitive. And when I find myself in situations, I can feel it rise up. So it's interesting. It's always a bit of a, no, I'm not competitive until someone does that and I'm like, oh.
I know.
It's funny, isn't it?
It is funny.
I can see a play date. You need to bring him out and let's all go to
Yeah. You'll see a different side of
We should
me.
go to the board games museum.
Exactly.
That'd be great. That'd be hilarious. Right, what are we going to play? And the thing is, I'll be overwhelmed because there are so many board games.
Yeah, how do you choose?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll
probably play Ludo because it'd be like, what's that thing? Kadung.
Just moving the counter around the board.
Yeah. Kadung. Yeah. He knows my shorthand. Kadung. That game. Yeah. I get shockingly. I don't realise how competitive I am until we have games nights actually with the kids. The kids come over. I say kids; they're in their 30s. So we get, and they say, we do Pictionary.
Yes.
Right, and I will be drawing something, and they'll go, so what is that? And I'm going, I can't say, of course.
No.
And so what I end up doing is just doing this. Lots of dots arrive on the thing, and it's like, and they're going, yeah, but you need to, Pat, you can't just keep doing this. And I'm going, you're doing it faster. It's not the same. So it's hilarious. I do it, but I love to play. So, but playing, yeah, it's really important as adults. Really,
It
really
is,
important.
and I think it's important to keep on remembering that.
Yeah.
It falls out of my head often.
Yeah.
I can get very serious very quickly.
Sure. Are we playing out? Are we going out? That's why Saturdays and Sundays are so important to us. They're really, really precious.
Because you play out.
Because we play out. We go not for someone.
Yeah, I love that. Oh my gosh.
Let's go not for someone.
Nostalgia.
Hey, shall I fetch you? Should we go out to play?
Yes.
Let's do it. So something else that I love is dancing. I do like to dance, although my ankles and knees will say we're not so keen afterwards because I'm like hobbling around like an old lady. But I do love dance. And at the Observer building, every second Friday of the month, they have what's called the Danceaway. Ooh. No, you can't go, darling. You're not old enough. You have to be 60 plus.
I'll take it.
Right. I'll go in a bit shaky. Yeah, I'll go in. Yeah, I'll just two soups. Going like two soups. Going like
60 plus Danceaway. I love it.
So
Something to look forward to.
I know. Oh bless. Yeah. So they have this. It's really popular. So you can, but they're always looking for new people. So so the next one is the 16th of May, and it runs from noon until 3 o'clock. That's a lot of dancing, I think, if you're just going to.
It's a lot of dancing. So maybe a bit of dancing and a bit of tea, and then a bit more dancing.
I think so.
Is it tea or is it something stronger?
No, I think tea works. I think tea. They do have a licensed bar.
Gin in teacups.
Gin in
teacups, prohibition style.
So they have tea and coffee and
That's
bar
what it is. It's
snacks.
a speakeasy.
It's
That's what it is. Yeah.
Of course it is.
Hello, 1920s. It's a £5 a shot. So the poster will be up, so check it out. So if you didn't know, it's already there. Check it out if you're 60 plus. Or if you're a bit sort of, bit sly. Who's going to check your driving licence?
Yeah, can you imagine being strong-armed out of the Danceaway because you're 59 and a half?
Too young, off you pop.
Yeah.
That's like being 18 again.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The opposite side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I've got 8 years. I'm 8 years and counting.
Yeah.
8 and a half.
Oh, bless.
I know.
Oh, 52, you're a chicken. What are you like?
I know. My knees don't believe I'm a chicken, but my brain, I'm still 14.
Yeah.
Do you relate to that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still so juvenile. When we got together, actually, because there's a 15-year difference between me and the lovely Mr. Solanki, and we hover around 12 years old, I think, when it comes to humour.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, like Nikki, my knees aren't 12.
No, your knees aren't 12. No, this is true, because badminton makes you look bow-legged, doesn't it, by the time you finish? But
Your sense of humour is 12.
oh yeah, definitely.
Mentally,
Mentally.
Yeah.
It's just different ages of the different parts of the body.
I know. It's confusing, isn't it? I represent an entire community.
Check me out. Yes. Oh yeah, my eyes aren't very young, but
No.
But the rest of me is it's all right. It's all good. So so a couple of things really. So the bingo hall down on the seafront, spelled Deluxe. What would you call it?
I would say deluxe,
I
but I'm going to
know.
be wrong, aren't I?
Well, if you're local, you call it the Deluxe, right? I don't know where that started or why that
Delulu.
started. The Deluxe.
How interesting.
And I know. So I've been calling it the Deluxe. And actually, when we were at the film festival the other week, and someone had it was Toffee Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben
Verrill.
Ben Verrill.
Toffee Hammer?
Toffee Hammer Productions.
I love the name.
he was born here, so he was from here. So
Yeah.
what
So
did he say?
his wife, Amelia. I want to say Amelia.
Yeah.
She said the fact that you called it Delu will make him absolutely ecstatic. So I said, well, I'm not from here. I said, but I've been here a long time. But I said, you just call it the Delu, really. Anyway, so the Delu, the lovely Delu. I've been in touch with Lee Kennedy, and I'm hoping, he's a historian, local historian. I'm hoping to get some inside photographs to show you at some point. But the Delu Bingo, as it's known upstairs, or is it, she says, yeah, Delu Bingo, is opening again. It closed in February 23, so that was the big bingo hall that closed, and it very popular, very, very popular. It's opening again in June. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I know. Now that's another thing. If I go and play bingo, I'm a nightmare. I squeal every time. I can't help it.
That would be something that would get my competitive nature out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go and play bingo.
Let's go and play bingo.
But I'm always saying, what did they say? What number? Which number? What is that? So they need it on a board. For me.
Do they not put it on a board?
I don't know. I've been to some very interesting bingo. Yeah, Deborah and Jim used to do the wonderful bingo, the alternative bingo. Yes.
Is this the building that used to be a hotel?
No, it's never been a hotel. It's been a theatre, which is why I want Lee Kennedy in here to talk about it.
Yeah.
So it used to be a theatre, but it has a wonderful, wonderful past. Wonderful past. So I can put up an old photograph. I think it's 1905 of what it used to be like when it was a very different building. I can't remember. It's called the Variety of something. But when I think it's 1899 when it first opened. Yeah, but it's got a fascinating history. But it was gutted in the 60s, and they took all of it out. So. The internals don't exist, but there are some photographs of the internals. Not as much as we'd like, but anyway. So the Delu Bingo. Come back to present day, Patsy. Switch on. Ding! I know. I've gone down a rabbit hole. They are looking for an assistant manager, a bingo host. Two fat ladies, 88. You know that. And catering.
Don't say that anymore.
Oh no. Two women of a certain girth. Two women who are generously covered.
I don't know, but we could try and find one. I know that Chris from the who does cheesy bingo.
Oh.
He I can't remember exactly what he does. He's from the Raw Standard in the Old Town.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Every Saturday, 6 o'clock.
You win cheese.
Bingo. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, we've got a great half an hour.
Hilarious.
But he comes up with some amazing calls.
Yeah.
And I know that whatever he says is probably correct instead of two fat ladies.
Sure, yeah. I don't even know what the correct is anymore.
I don't know anymore.
Two little ducks, they could say that.
You're allowed to say that. 22, that, isn't it?
Yeah, 22, because they look like two little ducks, don't they? Legs 11. Would that still be
Sure,
okay?
that's fine.
I'm sure that's fine. But fat ladies, maybe not.
I
But
don't know.
you know what though? Fat is being embraced again, so I think
So
we
maybe
can
it's
stop
Is
that.
it?
Yeah, fat's being embraced.
Good.
It certainly is in my trousers.
Yeah, yeah, well, me too. Extra large, double XL. I don't care.
More of us to love.
Absolutely. We're built for comfort, not speed.
Yes.
That's what we are. We're built for comfort, not speed. So, so they want a bingo caller, they want a bingo host, I beg your pardon, a catering supervisor and assistant manager. So all the details, it was in the Argus this week, but it's good to see that 2 years later, back it comes. Back you come. So, make bingo great again. That was so bad.
You just made me snort.
I know. That fell out of my mouth.
It might be my favourite thing all day.
Oh no. That's just wrong. So I was going to ask you another question about your. So you teach. You teach singing, right? You're a singing teacher. So
Yes.
talk about what you do. Let's hear what you do.
Okay, well I teach singing.
I teach singing.
The end. I've got private students who I teach at my home and students online as well, which means this happened through or because of
COVID.
So prior to COVID, all of my students were in person because it is. I mean, it's an obvious choice.
Yeah.
And then through lockdown, we had no option.
No.
And I was very lucky that that's what I was doing, and I was able to start teaching everyone online, which meant I could continue to make a living, and people got to have something else in their lives, which was also...
Well, it was a big thing during lockdown.
It was. There were lots of these videos, weren't there, where everyone was recording and putting together. Yeah, I did a couple of those. It was, so creative.
Yeah.
It's one of the, very cautiously say, obviously, it was a horrific time. And I wouldn't have wished it on us, and some positive things came out of the circumstances.
Yeah, the best sourdough bread for a start.
There you go. There you go.
But everyone made sourdough bread, didn't they? And banana bread.
Yeah, yeah.
But the singing was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal. And I was very lucky that being able to teach online, it was a steep learning curve. Because initially I thought, this is never going to work. This is not a medium for singing. And I was wrong. It works really, really well. And what it does is it opens up the world, which is one of the things that I really love about it, because it means I can teach people all over the country, all over the world, time zone dependent. And so I teach in person, online, I run the choir, I consult on shows like America Ground.
You do. But your history, you said I started at 5. So this woman has been in some of the best shows in the West End. Hello.
Yes.
And travelled the country. So
yes, and tours. And
Billy Elliot.
Yes, Billy Elliot. Oh my gosh, she's going to make me listen.
I am.
Retention issues. Scrooge at the Palladium with Tommy Steele. Dr. Dolittle with Tommy Steele. Oh, Tom and I go way back. 5 times actually.
Wow.
I know. How crazy is that?
He's great for musical theatre, isn't he?
Absolutely. A real stalwart. Really learned a lot from him. And the ukulele. He taught me how to play the ukulele.
Oh, wow.
How crazy is that?
That is so cool.
Nice thing to be able to say.
Yeah.
Gosh,
What's the
so
Woods
many.
one? What's the Woods one?
Into the Woods.
Into the Woods.
Sondheim. Into the Woods. Yeah. Do you know it?
Yes.
It's
So she
wonderful.
who couldn't tell you what the words were, what the name of it
Yeah,
was.
I know it well.
But
What's that
it's-
name again?
No, but it's a beautiful production.
It's
isn't it?
it's fantastic, and I've done that show 3 times actually in 3 different roles.
Yeah.
I mean, greedy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the whole gamut really. Billy Elliot was my favourite.
Yeah.
That was very, very special piece, and it's just had it's just celebrated a birthday.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you what that birthday is.
So Elton John
You see?
owns the rights now, I think.
Yeah, well, I think so. He wrote the music for it.
Yeah, I'm hoping at some point, because it will make my son's day, my middle son who loves musical theatre. It was one of the things that I loved to play when they were growing up. And Billy Elliot was one. He's the son who embraced musical theatre.
Yeah.
So Les Mis, he would love to be Jean Valjean at some point.
Starting easy.
Yeah, I know.
Not really.
I know. Not a big role. He's coming to choir next week. I'm holding you to that, Dominic. To get out and sing. But Billy Elliot was on, and I used to play the soundtrack. All the music for Billy Elliot was one of my big things, being the 70s.
Yeah.
And especially T-Rex, and we'd put it in the car and it'd be more. So we'd all be out in the car and they'd go, I love this, and they knew all the songs. So when Billy Elliot came out, it was one of those great, what a great production to be in.
It's a really, really special story. And I think one of the reasons why I loved it as a show so much is that it's not about obviously it's about lots of things. It's got social, political, familial aspects, but essentially the entire story centres around this one child. And the whole thing about the ethos of this, of the production, and I think from its origin in the West End all the way through, is that the whole thing is about the child.
Yeah.
And so everyone checks their ego at the door.
They do.
It's not about us, it's about him.
Yeah,
and that's, I think, what created such an incredible environment, really. It's wonderful.
But so many boys can identify with the lad, and that's why it's such beautiful writing.
Yeah, and I think there's something for everybody. There are so many relatable themes, and I think anything that takes difficult topics, like father-son relationship,
striking.
Exactly, just so many aspects. There's something that people can relate to, and that's why it's still so popular.
There's a saying now, I'll share it, called your Billy Elliot moment. What's your Billy Elliot moment?
Oh, really? The moment where you shone?
The moment where it all
You
happened
went out.
for you.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
I don't know, that's why I'm surprised you hadn't heard of that.
No, I haven't heard it, but no, it's
I know it now.
What's your Billy Elliot moment?
Yeah.
Oh, Billy Elliot, actually.
Yeah, but that was my Billy Elliot moment. Yeah.
But it's a nose wrinkly film, so for me, the things that make my nose tingle, it's a physical thing. I think, so full of love. It's so full of hope. It's so full of...
Yeah.
And you've done all that. So this woman, when she says that she can teach you, she's got an enormous pedigree behind her. So
That's very kind.
No, you have.
Yeah. And I'm getting to do my own singing.
Talk to me.
On Friday.
Oh.
Yes. Big show for me at Barnaby's, which we love Barnaby's.
We love that.
On Robertson Street.
Yes.
Yeah, Barnaby's Lounge. That used to be called Le Petit Balcon, is that right?
It did.
Yeah.
Petit Balcon.
And now Barnaby runs it, and he does a wonderful job. There's the walls are gallery space as well.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
Yeah.
And so he's always showcasing new local artists, which is fantastic. And it's got a really great vibe, and he has so many different acts in there and so many different types of act as well,
definitely.
which is fantastic because it really caters to the community. It's really Hastings centred.
Oh yeah.
And somehow they're letting me sing there. I know. No, I'm honoured. I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
On Friday night at 8:30, I shall be singing my little heart out.
You will.
Yes.
And she sings beautifully live. She really does.
Thank you.
Makes you cry a little.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's really, I think it's important as well as a teacher to be able to keep flexing your muscles doing the thing that you're teaching, because it's very easy in any line of work, if you're just telling someone else how to do it but you're not doing it yourself. Absolutely. You become detached from the meaning of it and the purpose of it, and I think that there is a huge aspect of being able to talk anecdotally about things.
No, totally.
That I wouldn't want to take advice from someone who wasn't doing what they were telling me how to do.
Exactly.
So it's really wonderful in this fresh part of my 50s where I get to go and still sing, and it's all just it's my stuff. Not my written stuff. Nobody wants to hear that just yet. I am writing songs.
So Barnaby's on
Friday, the 2nd of May at 8:30.
Oh,
Get down there.
I have one more little gift. What time have we got? We always do this every time, don't we? 10:30, because our guests will be coming in soon. But we've had a guest already, which is really nice.
Thank you. I feel like a part of the family now.
Oh, you are. You're
Thank
absolutely
you.
part of the family. So I've got one left. MSL, the lovely Sophie Goldstone, got in touch and said, "Would you please talk about our walks and talks?" And I said, "Yes, of course." She was so nice. I did a deep dive. I do a deep dive on everything. I've gone off to, it's that thing, isn't it? I've got to research them now. So Sophie is MSL, and I think there are others involved. So she might be the S in MSL, but she's Sophie Goldstone. So they're a local. So the MSL Discover, and they're a local not-for-profit development vehicle for learning and innovation. I will expand on that, but I'll talk about the walks first. So they're doing these walks and talks, Dungeness, Rye Harbour, and Bale House. So they're £20 each, or you can get two for £36. You can have two. But I'll give you an idea about what the what you do. So you turn up 9:45 to 10, and they have coffee and cake all supplied. So
I'm there.
I know. I'm there. Yeah. So they do. Just for the Dungeness. So you've got the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway at their café. And then the manager, Danny Martin, will give you a talk about the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway. If you haven't been on it, go, because it's so much fun, especially with not just children, I've seen lots of adults
Young
get
at
on
heart.
there. Yeah, young at heart. And they can smell the steam and go, oh, it's so lovely. Just a little ASMR moment. But then not only do they have Danny chatting about Romney Hythe and Dymchurch, they go on then with an ornithologist, Mark Wright, of Sussex Ornithological Society.
Say that 3 times fast.
They're very good. So taking in the bird observatory and the sea watch hide. So you've got an opportunity to have 2 great chats with tea and cake for what could be £18 if you buy 2. So they each of the 4 walks, Dungeness, Rye Harbour, Bale House. Oh, have I missed one? I might have missed one out. But anyway, we'll put the details up here. I was trying to pare down my notes yesterday and I might have pulled one out. So each of the 4 walks is led by expert guides who reveal the distinct ecology of each location and explain how we walk with nature to protect these precious environments, which I think is really important. So then I went on to recognise what they did as well as this. So this company, you know when you go and see a building, a historic building, and somebody films on top, they overlay a film on top to reenact almost. Yeah. So that's called AR, augmented reality. Yeah. So they're projecting onto an already existing building, but they do augmented reality, they do virtual reality with headsets as well. So I went in to have a look at what they've done. So what they've done already, just briefly, and what they've got to come, they put a grand piano inside the Source Park skate park, the Source skate park, and you had Hastings International Piano Competition winner Alexander Panfilov was killing it on the keyboards. Wow! As people were skating around. God. So you take something which is classical music and put it in a very different environment. So not only is the classical pianist out of his own environment, which would be a concert hall or something similar, you've got the people using the skate park being able to hear something phenomenal. I would imagine the acoustics were fantastic in that area. So it's shaking up the preconceptions of what and where classical music belongs, but also making it accessible, which I think is absolute genius. How clever is this? They did Tressel's Children, which was like an immersive history lesson, smells, sounds and voices. They used VR and 3D modelling on this particular one. But they went into St Andrew's Mews when the locked up, boarded up partitions in the building, they went in and while it was all exposed, fireplaces, floorboards, they went and did an interactive piece. Now when you go on the website you can hear the crackling fire, and I could have sworn as I sat there yesterday, I'm sure I can smell it. It was so clever the way it's done. So if you're actually in the building, it's very, very clever. Wow. So they did this. So you know where we're going to be going today actually. So it was almost a derelict building, and I think reading here is bought as an almost derelict building. The upper floors of part of the site have been opened up room by room and found to be a fossilised remnant of what life was like for working class families in the town. So no plaster, so all you had are laths at this point, floorboards marked by...
Still the same.
Oh, because you've been upstairs.
Been decorating it all week.
Oh, that's what all those laths are that Amanda's been doing.
Yeah.
Ah.
So basically, my understanding is it used to be living quarters for stable workers.
Yeah, because it's mews, and mews means horses.
The kitchen's still got an oven in there.
Yeah. So it's still there. Yeah. So we're going to see this later. Yeah. Oh, this is so timely. Who knew? Thank you, Sophie, for getting in touch. I really appreciate it. So, so the children from the academies could come and hear, smell, see, and get this kind of reenactment about what it would be like, because round the corner, Robert Tressel wrote The Ragged Trousered Philanthropist in that area. So it's a very evocative kind of experiment, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And what the Tressel's Children makes, I'll read from their website, makes an explicit connection between the famous political novel of 1910 and a key moment in the hard times experienced by many in Thatcher's Britain from the 1980s on. Hello. So another fascinating thing, they've also done Our Past, Our Future with older creatives. So it's not all about kids. It's about everybody. Everybody is included in MSL Digital. They're so good. So you've got older creatives coming forward to make beautiful things and talk about their age, their wisdom and their town. But the one they're working on at the moment, which I want to feature, which is going to be coming up, is Tempest, Tides and Timbers. So if you haven't been down to where the Amsterdam is, do you know where the Amsterdam is?
I do. I've not ever seen it,
no,
but I'm aware of it.
We've just missed the opportunity because it's March, April, isn't it? So where the sunken shipwreck is down there, that we are in danger of losing, really. So what they've got is Heather and Keith Leach and their company Glow It Productions are producing a reenactment of the beaching of the Amsterdam. So they're looking for musicians and other artists to join with this. So there will be a website connection with that. Evoking the ghost of an 18th century ship sunk beneath shingle on Bulverhythe Beach in a large-scale performance. So we'll bring our combined expertise in creating community celebrations together with the willingness of local people to participate in them, to raise awareness of the impending loss of a significant part of our heritage to rising sea levels. So she was beached over 300 years ago. Wow. Yeah. So, because it used to be an estuary back in the day.
Did it?
I know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, aren't we lucky to have these things? But the historians, Heather and Keith Leach, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So MSL bring, they've not just got their own skill, they bring all the local skilled people in to do these things. And that's just a couple of things they've done. Go and look at their website. Get involved. They're amazing. So they're based at the Palace Workspace, which is above Debenhams. So we all think Debenhams is dead. No, it isn't. Going through the Palace Workspace entrance, now I met Natalie Tulip, who we will talk about more next week. Because she's offered us a tour and to go in and use it. So there are 3 floors above Debenhams, what used to be the Debenhams building, and the top 3 floors that are inhabited by people like MSL and other projects, but you can go and rent the space. You can go and, so if you don't want to work from home all the time, you can go in and be around other creatives.
Hot desking.
Like hot desking. She called it, she said it's very hipster. And I thought that was really sweet. But amazing. So we're going to talk more about Freedom Works, which is the unit that is the Palace Workspace. So more information. So we got chatting with her at the yard, didn't we? She's a lovely woman, really nice. Thank you, Natalie. We will be looking you up and checking you out. But MSL, so aren't we lucky?
So lucky.
Our town has plenty.
Incredible.
I think AI have got it right.
Yes. Well done, ChatGPT.
It's ChatGPT, absolutely, definitely.
You might be terrifying, but you are also warm and friendly.
Warm and friendly. I look at that and I think it's not got anyone's emotional stance on it. It's done picking up what
already exists.
I think it's really nice. I'm not afraid of it at all, not really. Not unless
well, I'm embracing it, and also the idea of what it might be capable of is borderline terrifying.
Well, it's who uses it.
Exactly. But for the time being, I'm going to put my fingers in my ears and go, I'm enjoying it.
Absolutely. And on that lovely note, I'm enjoying it. You have been. What a lovely host.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, darling. So our
welcome.
town has plenty. 14. Oh yes. So underneath will be how you buy some coffee if you feel inclined. It'd be really helpful because we do all this completely free of charge, and it'd be really, because it's very time consuming to give you all this lovely content. So stick us a coffee. It'd be really, really lovely thought. And all our doodahs about how to reach us will all be underneath.
Our doodahs.
Our doodahs. There we go. Technical term.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you, Jamie. Jamie, very briefly, you popped into Canny before we close.
It was a brief pop in as well because unfortunately my daughter was with me. I say unfortunately, I love it when she's with me. But she doesn't let me stay long. So I didn't get to taste any of the magnificent mushroom coffee, which I will be tasting.
The
ceremonial grade.
Ceremonial grade, yes.
I'll put some pictures I've taken up behind your heads
Lovely.
while we're talking about it, rather than jumping there. That's it.
Yeah.
But I do suggest going there. And I mean the effects that the calming. I mean if you've got anxiety, these things that he sells, Johnny, is just perfect.
Yeah.
They're not. You've got to
I'm a
understand.
fan.
We all.
And I'm a big fan. So, but I haven't tasted the mushroom coffee yet, so I've got to go have some of that.
I know.
Yeah.
I wonder if they do mushroom tea.
Maybe
I'm not a
sure
coffee
it must
drinker.
be some kind of mushroom tea.
Yeah, maybe there's something exotic that I could try. And I walk out on all fours. I'm so chilled out. Wheeled out on a sack barrel.
I'm not sure you can get that stuff yet.
Yeah, no. But thank you, Johnny, for being there and opening up on Kings Road. We really appreciate it. And we are, as imbibers, we do use your products and they're very, very good. For people that can struggle with the day-to-day high polloi of noise.
I've noticed actually that you, for a quite cheap price, you can have a shot of something in your coffee or whatever you have to drink at Goat Ledge. They bought it from Johnny.
Have they?
So they can sell it too. I
Oh,
saw a sign.
You saw a sign?
Haven't tried it yet.
Haven't tried it yet.
No.
Johnny is also a wonderful source of support and information, and so he's not just he doesn't just sell you the stuff.
No.
He tells you all about
He's a
it.
font of knowledge.
He is absolutely brilliant.
He
Such
knows
a
his
wonderful
stuff, doesn't
resource.
he? Yeah. So what we need to do? Maybe we could have one here. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? Okay, so here we are signing off for this week. Thank you, Nikki Gerrard. You will find all her details below. And thank you, dear listener, dear reader, dear viewer, dear
Universe.
Yeah. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
And thank you, Rak, who's on our tech team now.
Yes.
Thank you, Rak. Thank you, Rak.
He's going to be doing the interviews today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's going to be filming the interviews. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we've got DJ Soul Provider coming in,
and Gary O.
Gary O. Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes, and we also have another one, Anna Locke. So they will both be going out in timely fashion, I would imagine. So have a lovely week, darling.
You too, my sweetheart.
Enjoy.
Cheers.
Cheers.